I'm your host, Danny Lachey of WebCelebDaily.com, bringing you the hottest in entertainment and celebrity news. Today we have reality star James Pendergrass with us from Netflix, Too Hot to Handle. So, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So let's talk about this show because I'm not gonna lie, I'm new to the show, right? I've only seen your season. So for people that are not familiar with Too Hot to Handle, tell us a little bit about the show.
Too Hot to Handle is based on the premise of, can you find love and attraction and emotion without physical touch? So the whole premise of the show is to basically be able to talk to somebody, get to know somebody on a deeper level emotionally and mentally without using the physical. And in today's world, there's such a stigma behind, getting the physical first night or the first week or first month. But this show completely eliminates that with the chance of getting to know somebody one-on-one.
So how did you get casted for the show?
I got casted through Instagram, actually. I got reached out to by a producer, and they followed maybe 10,000 people and had 100 followers. So immediately I thought it was fake. I thought it wasn't real. I DM'd them, or they DM'd me. I reached out to them. We did 3 interviews, and I was flown to Turks and Caicos.
Nice. So when I watched the show in the beginning, it was like it was an entirely different show. So were you really casted under the assumption that it was an entirely different show?
Oh yeah. Oh, they told me it was Wild Love from the very beginning, and I thought it was Wild Love from the moment I got there until I found out it was Too Hot to Handle. I was completely fooled. I had no idea that it was Too Hot to Handle, and people say that might be fake, but trust me, you see Mario Lopez in the show, and you're like, this is not Too Hot to Handle, and then it's Too Hot to Handle.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So what was it like for you being on this show with like strangers, like completely having to try to find a connection?
Um, as a person, I think I'm a very outgoing person. Like I'm very like well spoken, and I always speak my mind, and I read the room and I speak. But when you're like with these certain amount of people for X amount of days, and you're disconnected from the world, you have no phone, you have no internet, like you're strictly with these people, it's a whole different experience because now you're fully locked in on social cues, you're locked in on positioning, like you're locked in on everything. And I think it was a good experience for me to learn how to like really be involved in the moment. But yeah, it was challenging and fun at the same time. I loved every minute of it.
So were you guys like nervous to like, because you had to kiss, you had to like really like without knowing these people. Like I would have been like, oh, where are your muffins been?
No, I think the most nervous I was when I was having to like profess my feelings and emotions for somebody in front of like an audience. So like basically there's behind the camera, there's at least a couple producers, a couple staff and team behind the camera, and you're just sitting there talking to your person, and you're pouring your heart out, and it's just like it's kind of like a nervous experience because like now it's not just about you and her anymore. It's about me, her, the team, the cast. Like it's a whole lot of stuff. So that was probably the most nerve-wracking part for sure.
Yeah. Was it hard not to stare at the cameras? Like, or not to stare, but like to
So
look
hard.
into the cameras?
Oh, because they're everywhere. There were cameras everywhere. Like you couldn't miss it. So it's super hard not to just turn to the camera and like say a smile or peace sign. It's a lot harder than you think, for sure.
Yeah, what did they call it? Breaking the third wall or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. 100%. Yeah, it was tricky, but we got it done for sure.
Yeah. So like was it hard to or how did you feel when you found out that not only did you kind of have to be accountable for yourself, but for everyone else as far as to keep that jackpot, the amount to where it was? Like what did you think about that?
Um, I think it's funny that I am from the South. I'm from Dallas, Texas, and everybody was from all across the world. And I just want to say my discipline is definitely a Southern thing. People from the South are definitely strong morally. So I had no problem, but everybody else had a problem. Trying to keep them intact and trying to keep their hands to themselves was probably one of the hardest things to do at the show. But they're all adults at the end of the day, so they're gonna do what they want to do. So, I stuck to the rules, and you can see my moral compass through that. So
Absolutely, absolutely. So did you feel that the two winners should have actually won, or did you feel like,
That is a question right there. Wow. Um, I do believe that they deserve to win. I think that throughout the entire experience, they were the couple that kind of like they were together, and you could feel their love and emotion when everybody else was around. They hid no emotion, so it definitely felt awkward at times being around them, and they were just like so lovey-dovey with each other. Like you could tell like their emotions were real, and they broke the rules a couple times. Super unfortunate, but I mean, but yeah, like I think they deserved it for sure.
Yeah. Were you guys nervous or worried when the new additions would be added to the show? Because
Oh yeah.
now it's more competition.
I mean, it's funny because they just kept bringing in more attractive looking people. Like
Mm-hmm.
like there was my friend Flavia came in, and
Mm-hmm.
like you can see her now through her social media. She has like 5 million followers, and like we're all just looking at her coming in like where was she at?
Mm-hmm.
Like where
Mm-hmm.
was she? So everybody they kept bringing in was just more and more attractive. It was it was shocking.
Yeah.
They brought some heat for sure. So yeah, they
Yeah.
that was special.
Yeah. Casting definitely knew what they were doing as far as trying to
Yes.
tempt you guys for
Yeah.
sure.
Yes.
Uh, so you guys seem to, especially the guys, you seem to have developed like a nice bond throughout the show where generally you would think that it would be a lot more competitive and it would be like,
Yeah.
the beating of the chest, but you guys were actually like looking out for each other. Are you guys still like really cool now?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We try and see each other at least once a month, and
Oh,
we live
wow.
all across the world. So the fact that we definitely go out of our way to make stuff like that happen, it's a very special thing. It's funny because like our producers weren't that happy with us because like we just weren't like going head to head with each other. Like we weren't in like a competition or in a sense of like that king of the forest type of thing. Like it wasn't like that. We were all super
Yeah.
for each other, and we knew what it was. We liked our people, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, that relationship stuck through till now for sure. Yeah, we're super solid.
Yeah, I can't lie. I was not expecting you guys to get along as much as you guys
Yeah.
got along. So I
Yeah.
was like, this is not really a competition. Like people were taking each other's feelings into consideration and everything. I was like, I was
Yeah.
shocked.
Yeah. It was
So
it was it was cool.
yeah. So you ended up making a connection with Britain. Are
Mhm.
you guys still together?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Okay. So how like have you gotten any backlash as far as being an interracial couple, or have you found that people are being more supportive?
It's funny because like we kind of say this thing to each other. Where we say that like everybody's gonna have an opinion. Whether we do what they tell us to do or what they don't, like what we do on our own. So
Mhm.
we kind of just say that we're gonna at least be honest to ourselves and be real to ourselves and do what we want to do, and let them say whatever they want to say after that. We've definitely gotten a little bit of backlash on just the interracial part and me not going for one of the African American women or the African women from the show.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I mean it comes with the territory, but I like who I like, and I'm with her for a reason, and so it works out really well for us.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's a double standard when it comes to black men versus black women when it comes to dating interracially?
Oh man, that's a good question too. Oh, why are you trying to get me in trouble? Um, it's funny like seeing the backlash being kind of like slanted towards for me, for example, versus Jawa here, for example. Like Jawa here was with a white guy and she was getting praised for it. Like she was like they were praising her for that decision, but I was getting slanted for going after a white woman. Definitely, me and Jawa here both talked about it actually, and it's kind of we can't really control the narrative. I mean, we did what we did out of our hearts and our mental decisions. So it's definitely unfortunate and we definitely see it, but
Mhm.
it is what it is. You can't really do anything about it now. So it's out there. So
Right.
yeah.
So have you watched the movie You People?
Yes, I have. Yes.
Okay. So
Yeah.
being that that is an interracial dating couple, were you able to identify any to the movie with your real life as far as
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
interracial?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's actually funny. The movie, it's like it's kind of switched. Jonah Hill and then Lauren London. It's kind of switched,
Hmm.
but it's still the same premise. Like I definitely kind of identify with some of the problems that they go through in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it is definitely tough. It's not the easiest because it's something that's been happening for years and years, and it's I feel like there's no end to this. Like it's a lose-lose situation, but as long as you have your partner, that's all you can really do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, were you actually ready for a relationship when you went on to the show? Or were
Oh,
you still in your Playboy days at that time?
I mean, I went on the show at 21 years old. No, 22. I'm sorry, 22.
Mhm.
And I'm not gonna lie, I was living. I was living a good life in Hawaii. And I to say you're ready is an interesting statement because nobody really knows when they're ready.
Mhm.
But I would say that I was definitely like willing to accept somebody as in my life as my single and only partner. Nobody likes having to bounce around, or nobody likes having to have to talk to multiple people at once. It's a
It's
headache.
exhausting.
It's hard.
It's
Um,
exhausting.
exactly. So yeah, it was I knew it was time. And I knew it was time for me to just, mature up and get ready for something serious. So yeah.
Mhm. Nice. Okay. So do you see yourself staying in like reality TV lane? Like, do you think there might be a spinoff with you in Britain, or do you see you guys going on another show?
Um, I think she is done with reality TV for one. She's a big
Okay.
time model. She models as her profession. So seeing her in reality was super different. I mean, it was a good experience for her, but I think she's trying to stick to her career and trying to build up where she
Okay.
is now. Me, I would be very open to do some more stuff. I'd be open to try some more reality things. I'm very gym focused and very workout and wellness focused. So that's kind of like my main niche of where I want to
Mhm.
try to navigate through now. Um,
Okay.
but I think if the opportunity came up, I'd probably look into it for sure.
Okay. Now you are a personal trainer right now?
Yes, ma'am, I am. Yes, ma'am, I am.
Okay, tell us a little bit more about that. Where are you out of? Are you still in Hawaii?
I'm actually in Los Angeles. I'm in Los
Okay.
Angeles. And honestly, I do so much moving right now that online training is basically like my only get down. Um,
Okay.
but I train people within fat loss and weight gain, and basically like trimming on the edges, so like maintenance.
Okay.
That's kind of like my specialty, and then that's what I work with. So
Okay, so let me ask you a question because I have a friend who was just told that he needs to lose weight because it's like making him sick. So what tips would you give for someone like that?
it's so weird, like trying to understand the overweight situation because
Mhm.
even at me personally, like I'm 6'2", I think I'm weighing at 216 the other day. That's
Mhm.
technically overweight. So like
Mm.
like the measurements are all over the place at this point. So
Okay.
my advice to him would probably be like you can eat whatever you like, but watch what you eat. That's kind of like the main thing. It's like I eat a lot. I eat all the time. Like I'm a big food person, but it's like my quality over my quantity is like the super
Mm.
important thing that I take into it. Like for example, I love to eat fish, like salmon, tuna. Those are like my go-to for everything. And
Mhm.
then if I want to switch it up to meat, I would go to like a chicken. And then I live and die on chicken. Like Chipotle, I need a black card at Chipotle or something. I have given them so much money. I deserve at least a black card.
No,
Uh,
it sounds like you need to be a brand ambassador doing
Please,
some
please. If you're
commercials.
seeing this, please. No, but yeah, it's all about what you eat. I mean, you can go very far by just watching what you eat. I mean, I'm not telling you to pick up like a fork and knife and eat salad every day, but
Mhm.
like take it into consideration like once every other day or something like that. It's the little things that go a long way.
Okay. So for me, like I'm trying to like I've never without being pregnant, I've never been bigger than 150 because
Uh-huh.
I'm like naturally small, So,
Uh-huh.
but I would like to be able to maintain the 150. I just can't seem to stay there. I fluctuate between like 140 and like 145, really.
It's mainly like water weight though. It's like if you're like dehydrating yourself or not getting enough water, your water
Mm,
will go down, and that stuff happens like that. I've started to realize that a lot the last couple of years actually is that if you're not keeping up with your water intake, it's gonna go, and it's just gonna constantly keep moving up and down. Um,
okay.
but yeah, the water, I will say, water will get you there for sure. And then if you up your calorie intake by maybe 200 to 300 calories a day. So maybe like
Mhm.
a small snack that every day will get you to that hump for sure. Give it like
Okay.
2 weeks, I would say 2.5 weeks, and then it'll get you there.
Okay, I might have to join your online program
Oh
because
yeah. Oh yeah. Most definitely. We do the best over there. We are the best.
yes. Well, where can everybody find it?
It's on my social media. It's actually under my subscription. I do all of my work through my subscription on Instagram. So
Okay.
yeah,
And
it
what's
works.
your handle?
It is James Pendergrass _.
Okay. So
Yes,
are
ma'am.
you what are you working on? Do you have any projects coming up? You
Um,
planning
I I
bodybuilding competitions?
I don't. So sadly, I don't bodybuild.
Okay.
Bodybuilding is a super mental sport, and it's very taxing. So I kind of like refrain from that. I call myself an athlete because I do multiple things. So I kind of like stick to that range. But
Hmm.
currently, I am working on a pilot TV show, that's going to be being filmed in March, I believe,
Nice.
and I am working on some more online trading stuff actually. So that's kind of like my main get down for now.
Okay. So are you like about to be trying to get your Denzel on? Like, are we
Oh
about to
man,
see
oh
you
man.
like
I
show to show going into
I
the movies?
I give those guys so much props because I as I'm a reality star now, you start to like really understand that these people, I don't have to memorize roles. Like my job is to just speak from my heart, my mind. It's simple. Those
Mhm.
guys have to go through weeks and weeks of scripts for a movie, and I've just or TV shows, and I'm just like I don't know if I can memorize all that stuff. It looks like a whole different job within itself. So
Yeah,
it would be nice. It would be nice. I'm not turning it down, but I know I would have to take some work to get to that level. So I give props to them for sure.
for sure. Now,
Hmm.
if you could go on like Celebrity Big Brother, and if
Hmm.
you could line up your cast, who would you have in that house with you?
Celebrity Big Brother
Hmm.
lineup with just was people from anywhere or just
Mhm.
from
Like any celebrity that you would that you would think would be a good fit in the house, or you would be excited to be in the house with.
wow. So what I would probably do is I would take one person from each season of my show, Too Hot to Handle.
Okay.
So I would say Nick from my season,
Hmm.
Obi from season 3, um, Chase Demore from season 2, and Francesca from season 1.
Hmm.
And then I would switch it over to Love Island. I would get Johnny Middlebrook. I was with him actually recently.
Hmm.
Um, ooh, oh man. Like now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I don't even know where I would go. Um, man, I would probably get Reese Witherspoon in there as well.
Oh wow.
I was just at her movie premiere for Your Place or Mine with Ashton
Yes.
Kutcher.
Hmm.
Amazing. That movie was so good. Netflix is
Hmm.
amazing at movies.
Yes.
Wow. I'm blanking after that. Honestly, I can't think of anybody else that I would really want to be in a house with like that in an environment like that for weeks on end. I don't know, but that's pretty much all I got for now. That's crazy. I wasn't expecting that. I'm sorry.
No problem. Okay, so where like do you have any other channels? I know you're pretty popular on TikTok, sir.
I,
I've seen it. I've seen the numbers. You're doing numbers.
I love TikTok, man. TikTok is like an app that everybody has a chance.
Hmm.
Everybody has a chance. It's just about consistency and dedication. Like if you want to post 5 videos a day, you will get there in X amount of time. It just takes one video to just really blow up.
Hmm.
But TikTok and Instagram are really my only get down. I love those two apps. Those are my apps for sure.
Okay.
Mhm.
So someone that's looking to be in a relationship but currently single, what are your dating tips for 2023 to get that
Ooh,
special someone?
2023 dating. Oh man, it's on the second month, and I feel like dating is so hard already.
Hmm.
Um, I will say I'll say two things. So do not date if you aren't ready. Because if you aren't ready, that means you're going to settle for something that is below you or something you don't deserve. And that will put you in a situation where you are not going to be happy.
Hmm.
You should not be settling for people that are going to force you to pick up the pieces. Like that is just we left that in 2022. That's done with. We don't do that anymore. If you're
Cheers to that.
if you're not ready, it's okay to wait. I understand that it might be like hard to be alone and the loneliness kicks in, but trust me, your solidarity is everything. Once you learn how to live in that, oh man, life is so peaceful, so
Mm,
peaceful. You'll start having conversations with yourself like within the first 2 months. Like it's crazy. You start to realize that you don't only need yourself. So
yeah.
unless you're ready, don't do it. Don't do it. That's one.
Mhm.
Two, I would say, love hard or don't love at all. Like
Mm.
there's no reason to be in a relationship or in a situationship and you're only half invested. The half investment situation is like, ew, that is one of the most stressful things to ever be a part of. I'm sorry. I feel that in 2022, it's like social media kind of made it dangerous to be in a situationship because there's so many options in front of you. But
Yeah.
once you put the phone down, you're like, okay, I'm actually in this house alone right now.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, I tell people to just put the pride and ego away, man. Like if you really like somebody, you really care for somebody, then put that away. Like it's not going to get you anywhere. All it is holding you back from your true self, and that is what's going to be a hindrance in the long run. So love hard or don't love at all.
I love that. Yes.
I mean, guys especially like it's our pride and ego that we have. It's like Mount Everest high.
Mhm.
And it's dangerous because that will really determine how you'll deal with somebody, and it's so unhealthy. But we all have it. Like all guys have it. So it's like it's not like something that we can just throw away and get rid of. It takes time, and it takes like knowing yourself and knowing your self worth and basically who you are before you want to make that next big step into accepting somebody in your life. So
Absolutely. It's pee in the dating pool. I think it's a little pee, a little feces, a little pink eye
yeah,
residue. It's a little
yeah,
bit
yeah,
all
yeah,
in there.
yeah. I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
That's
So
why
I think
I'm
it's
happy
just
out of it.
like how you and Britain just happened. She was not your original choice. You know what I'm saying? Like by first glance.
Yeah,
So it just
yeah.
ended up happening. That connection just happened, and you guys are still together. So I
Mhm.
feel like that's what I'm looking for, an organic connection, organic situation. Let's be friends first. Let's see what happens. I feel like people put a lot of emphasis on titles and want to just rush into things. You
Yeah.
don't have to do that. If it's going to work out, it's going to work out.
Exactly. Exactly. It doesn't. It shouldn't take that much effort in determining what the situation is. Like it should just
Exactly.
flow naturally. Like be like
Mhm.
you should easily be able to slip in a conversation. Hey, I like you, and then that should be it right there. Like if it's not coming back, it's not coming back. That is what it is.
Man, and honestly, you would think it would be that simple. Thank you so much, James, for kicking it with me today. I'm so glad to get to know you. Again, give everybody your social media so they can go follow you and keep up with you.
Alrighty. My Instagram is James Pendergrass _ and my TikTok is James.Pendergrass. Pendergrass.
All right, that was like a little rap. I saw how you
Oh yeah, I mean,
did that.
this has been rehearsed for years now. I just do it back and forth. It's crazy.
Awesome. Well,
Yes,
thank
ma'am.
you so much for being a guest. I'm so excited to have you.
What's up, everybody? I'm James Pendergrass from Too Hot to Handle, and I'm dishing with Danny.